You might be able to. Don't take my word on Destiny. You might be able to.
There's a lot more Mac-friendly games coming to.
Yeah, do you know the Linus Tech Tips guy?
Yeah.
He was saying that in probably the next 4 years, Apple's going to be so ahead of everybody else that gaming developers are going to have to put it on or have to have it accessible to Mac.
Yeah. No, Mac. I mean, I love Mac. I love their operating system.
I would never game on an Apple though, personally.
If they made it the same experience and everything as what my Windows does now, I would. But they got a far way of coming from there. Like, you'd have to be able to basically build your own Mac computer. Like, they'd have to have a store where they could sell their own Mac processors, Mac graphics cards, RAM, fans.
They're never going to do that.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying, though. But if they got to that point, that's when I would dedicate gaming to a Mac device.
Yeah. Right now, it's not feasible.
But before we jump into it, guys, you just got a little taste of just how today's podcast is going to go. We are starting episode 21 of...
20, isn't it?
No, this is 21.
Oh, is it 20? Oh, yeah, I remember now. I remember. Yeah. Sorry.
We are starting episode 21 of the H&H Awakening podcast. Boys and girls, and that is amazing to say to me, or for me to say, is because we've been doing this since January, roughly the first week of January. Am I right, Hunter?
Our first episode. 16th?
Yeah.
I think the 16th came out the 16th. Let me just double check.
Which is crazy. You know, we've been doing it every week since. It's 21 weeks in a row. And as we said before...
Yep, January 16th.
As we said before, every, 10 or 11 podcasts, it's going to be an update / just kind of, future plan thing. So, but yeah, anyway, so the first part of this podcast is going to be talking about some nerd stuff. We're talking about WWDC23, which is the Apple event. I know it's not the most outdoorsy thing.
It's more of a content creating thing.
Yeah.
But it's an update of our podcast.
Yeah, because some of the stuff that came out for WWDC is definitely stuff that we are going to be using in the future for the podcast, and some of the big plans that we'll get into very, very shortly. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, with what I was, the whole reason I brought up WWDC is, so I don't know if you've ever done it, but I've been on the developer program since high school for Apple or whatever, where you can sign up.
What's the developer program?
It's
I don't know what that is.
Anyone can sign up, and basically, whenever all their new softwares, you allow them to put it on your device, and you give them feedback and everything on, okay, I'm noticing bugs here, or I think this could be changed or whatever. Basically, you just give them feedback constantly.
Yeah.
So like iOS 17, you saw how they announced that, right?
Yeah.
So like my iPad, my MacBook, my watch, and my phone all already have iOS 17. Like I've been running it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been running it for the past day. At home. So far, I really love the new Mac or the iPad iOS 17 update. Like they finally added to where like I can have widgets and stuff, very useful widgets on my lock screen.
Yep.
And then iOS 17 is not like the biggest update of all. It's more, to me, without saying this, like I don't mean this in a derogatory term, but it's very like handicap central as far as like, or it's very accessibility feature centered. the new update is. Like if you kind of
Yeah.
look at it, what everything's about, because like one of it is there's a new feature that basically creates an AI version of your voice. It's to help if you like lose your voice or you can't talk or whatever. Like AI, so the way you set it up is you like record yourself saying like 15 different phrases, I think, and then it can auto generate sentences using your voice to make it sound as realistic as it can. Kind
I
of
don't
like
like that.
no, I mean no, yeah. If you say it out loud, it sounds like ooh, they're collecting my voice. You know, they're gonna use it. It could be, you know, Apple hasn't betrayed us yet with our information that we know of, but still,
Yeah.
it's the thought of having your voice recordings out there to be used for AI. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
if Apple ever did decide to turn the dark side, like Galaxy and or not Galaxy, like Samsung and Android devices, and you know everything not Mac basically, then yeah, it'd be very scary because they're probably one of the most trusted. You know,
Ooh, speaking about trusting companies, do you use the Apple Wallet?
yeah,
Okay. Do you like it?
yes, why?
Because I'm kind of scared to put like my credit card information on it.
No, it's very safe.
Okay.
Like no one, someone can't come up and like your average person can't like come up with an RFID chip and just like steal your card information.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I've been using that shit since Apple Wallet first came out, and they're even in like 5 states right now. Apple has, if you live in select 5 states right now, you can even have your driver's license or state ID in your Apple Wallet now.
Hmm. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But no,
Hmm.
I mean, I trust Apple. It's a very risky trust because, you know, if they did turn on people, they could ruin almost
They,
everybody's life.
they have a lot of information.
Yeah. But, you know, most of us guys are Apple earned majority of guys' trust back in high school. You know what I mean?
I think so.
You know, because they always say like, "Oh, you can't get a virus on an Apple device watching porn."
Yeah, I remember the
Yeah.
information.
But anyways, yeah, no. But moving forward, uh, it's very like accessibility. Like, there's not. It doesn't feel like that big of an update because you know every whole number is supposed to be like big new features for iOS.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this one's as big as any of the ones in the past. I mean, there's definitely some cool features that got added. I do
So
like. I don't know if you
what?
saw the contract or the contact poster thing now, like how your contacts look and stuff when they call you.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up right now so I can. Oh, here it is. iOS 17 preview. Oh yes, I did see that. I thought that was kind of cool, but
I really
at the
like
same,
the standby feature.
what's the standby feature?
So if your phone's plugged in and laying on its side, like mounted on its side,
Yeah,
it's meant for like it's supposed to be kind of like a just like a thing to have set up next to you at night while you're in bed or whatever,
yeah,
or like at your desk, your work desk or whatever. Like I have it right
yeah,
now next to me on my charging on its side, and
yeah,
um, it's got the I have it customized where it shows today's date and then it shows the forecast for weather tomorrow and then the temperature. If you go to the, hold on, let me share it to the podcast can see it.
Oh, something that I think's pretty cool is that you can leave a FaceTime message now.
Yeah, so it's basically like a FaceTime voicemail. So like if
Yeah,
someone doesn't answer your voicemail
and
or
if
your
you're
FaceTime,
you can also FaceTime on Apple TV. I think that's also pretty cool.
yeah, you just got to have your phone for the camera.
Oh, is it live activities? Is that what you're talking about?
No, no,
Standby mode?
yeah,
Nope,
standby
that's
mode. See
okay.
how the phone's turned sideways?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's meant for whenever you have it like, it's kind of like how the Apple Watch has dock mode or whatever, like
Yeah.
whenever you dock your Apple Watch, it'll like have a different face on it.
Yeah.
That's what it's kind of like for.
Oh, another thing that I think's pretty cool too. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good.
Uh, it can actually come to what's it called? Like the overlanding stuff. You can download maps
Maps,
now
yeah, I
on
saw
Maps.
that. That was part of what I was gonna say. Like, so for those of you that are listening and you're like, okay, where's the outdoor stuff? That was a pretty cool feature, I thought. I mean, even if you like not going out and hiking, just in general, you're trying to navigate in the wild, whatever.
Yeah.
you're going to the deer lease, and you need a GPS because you got lost or something, whatever. You can go ahead and download the map of a certain area. Basically, you trace out an area on the map that you want to download. So, say you got a deer lease out in bum fuck nowhere, and you don't get good reception out there. But just in case something bad happens, you need to be able to navigate the roads, and you don't know the area well. You can download the maps. I don't know what the radius is, but you can download the map for that area.
Yeah. Hmm.
You can now react with your hands on FaceTime too. You see that? Like,
Well, the,
so there's certain, you can do like certain gestures now on FaceTime, and it'll do like little confetti or just like effects behind your back.
okay.
But yeah, no, the standby thing is really cool. I like it. I'm still, trying to figure everything out. And as always, they're gonna add more and more features as the betas come out. So
Yeah.
the public release will come out in September probably, or when the new iPhone comes out, like always.
Yeah.
I do like this. The you can airdrop your contact or whatever. So
Yes, I did like that too.
yeah. Oh, you. I can't wait to show you what I set your contact poster as.
Oh my god.
Let me see if I can send it over to you. But so this is the thing about Mac. I love the way Android phones look, like the Samsungs, like the physical appearance, the casing. But
Yeah.
I hate their operating system.
Yeah.
I love Mac so much. I mean, their phones don't look bad either. Apple phones don't look bad either. But the operating system is so bad. I mean,
It's very user friendly.
yeah.
Like
Like I know how
like
to.
whenever you
We both know how to navigate complex technological devices. Like
yeah.
we're not idiots, but it's so like that's what I hate about Mac is people say, oh, like, oh, if you have an Apple device or whatever, it's because you just don't know how to navigate electronics. It's like, no, it's not that, dude. It's just like, for instance,
Like I I tried using a oh god, it was like the Google Pixel. Like somebody had one of those, and um I was trying to Google something for him on his phone so he could see it, and I clicked the back button thinking that it would go back to like the previous tab,
yeah, and it closed out the whole thing.
and it closed out the app, and I was like, "What the fuck is this shit? This is annoying. How do I go back?" And he's like, "Oh, you really can't go back." I'm like, "What's the point of having a browser if you can't go back to the previous page?" I gave him a lot of shit.
But yeah, no, I'll admit I'm a huge Apple fanboy. Like I just love everything Apple's doing, and I already told I think I told you, but once I get my house, which is kind of gonna tie in with the future of the podcast, uh, my whole house is gonna be all Apple smart home. So I already have here where I'm at now. I already have three Apple HomePods that I use
Yeah.
throughout the house. Like I have one in the living room, one in my bedroom, one in the bathroom, and I control my TV with that. Like I barely ever use my remote. I'm always commanding it with the TV, or with that. But whenever I get my house, bro, like I'm gonna have it to where I can turn on lights in certain rooms, turn on multiple different kind of electronics, and then monitor it all through the home app because I love the home app.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture I sent you?
Yeah, I saw it. Fuck you. That's actually not a bad picture. It's goofy.
Yeah, I didn't say it was gonna be like you're bad in it. I was just saying it was fucking old picture. But no, dude, there's definitely some cool features. I don't like the journal thing. I think that's kind of stupid. I don't know why they made that like a flagship big thing. Have you seen the journal app that they're adding?
Yeah,
It like
and it's just,
it like tracks everything that you do on your phone and then where you're going and everything, so that at the end of the day, if you're like someone who journals, you'll have like all your influences from that day in a little thing, so you could look back on it for what you want to journal about, basically. Which you can turn it off and all that.
which I probably will.
Yeah, me too. I do like the new like keyboard thing for texting.
Yes, I do. I like that too.
What I think is funny too is like the predict to text thing. They said they like enhanced it big time. But if you watch WWDC, they said something like it's about ducking time or whatever.
Yeah,
Because you know, like when you try to type the F word, it always says duck or ducking.
yeah.
I thought that was
I
pretty
know
funny.
what you mean. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
And then now, so I use private tabs on all my Safari. Like anytime I look anything up through Safari, I always use private just because I don't like storing all my browsing information on there. Like
Yeah,
I don't like it remembering me logging into this website and remembering all my cookies and all that crap. Because in other apps like Facebook, you know, probably one of the most intrusive companies. I mean, yeah, we use it, but
I really don't. I'll be honest with you.
I mean, all I use Facebook at this point is Marketplace for the most part, and I'll post every now and then. But, anyways, now on the iOS 17 update, I don't know how I like it yet because it's kind of annoying that every time I get on my browser, I have to do it. But now it's locked. If you're using private browsing,
Yeah.
it's locked with either Face ID or a password.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, yeah, it's cool, but it's very annoying when every time you open your, which you can turn it off to where it doesn't lock it.
Yeah.
Which I'll probably do because I mean, like, I don't really have anything in there that I don't want anyone to see, anyways. Most of my Google post is, or most of my Safari browser tabs that I have open are either silencer shop, because I'm always checking my silencer progress, or
Yeah.
just like random gun websites. Oh, dude, honestly, my most favorite part of the WWDC that they announced. So you know how, like,
Yeah.
when you're trying to like verify a login on a website or something, it'll say, "Hey, we're gonna text you this verification code," and then it'll automatically pop above your keyboard and say, "Hey, do you want to autofill with this verification code?"
Yeah.
Now they added the ability for it to do it with emails.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so now you don't have to, because I hate every time I get a verification code through email, I got to go in the email, copy and paste it, go back to whatever and log in. Now it'll automatically detect it when you get an email, and you never have to leave whatever app is that you're trying to log into.
That's nice.
Yeah. And then, did you see the new CarPlay thing?
I think I stopped watching it right as it started because I don't really use CarPlay.
Oh, I use
To be
CarPlay.
honest with you.
Like I can't drive without CarPlay now. Like I've had my new truck for 2 years now, and I've never used the factory interface.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've always just used CarPlay. I fucking I don't know. I just like CarPlay, bro. I just like anything Apple, I guess. But the new CarPlay feature that they added, so they're supposed to redesign CarPlay altogether. They showed like a little thing about it. They haven't done it yet, but the new CarPlay update is they have, you know, SharePlay. that Apple has.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
like when we're FaceTiming or whatever, we can share play, like our
The
screen
screens and
and
stuff.
and all
Yeah.
that. Well, now with CarPlay, there's a button you can press in the top right of your car screen, and it's share play for your radio. So basically, it'll pull up a QR code. Whoever's in the car can scan the QR code, and then it'll like allow them to select through anything on Apple Music if you have Apple Music or whatever, or anything on your library. So basically, without so you don't have to go back and forth, passing around the aux like someone's like, "Hey, yo, let me plug my phone in real quick. I got a song." They just
Yeah.
scan the QR code and they can just boop instantly play whatever song they want onto your vehicle. They don't have to hook up Bluetooth or nothing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Because I know Chevy kind of does the same thing. I don't think Ford really does it, but you can have like 3 phones on Bluetooth, and so like if you have like 2 phones, like a work phone and like a personal phone,
Yeah.
you can have both phones hooked up. Be
Yeah.
listening to music on your personal phone. And if you get a phone call on your work phone, you can answer it on your truck or in your truck still.
Yeah, that's what I do with my iPad and my phone in the work truck. I have my
Yeah.
iPad for my like I'll be watching YouTube on my iPad, and then if I get a
Yeah.
phone call, it'll trans over.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like about the AirPod update that they came out with for iOS 17 is it's only
Yeah.
dedicated to the AirPod Pro Generation 2s, the ones that just came out.
Oh, are the AirPod Pros? Those are like the over the ear ones, right?
No, AirPod Pros are the noise canceling in ear ones that we both have. Don't you have AirPod Pros?
No,
You don't have the little earbuds, the wireless AirPod
I just have
earbuds.
the AirPod. I just have the AirPods. I don't have the Pros.
Oh, you don't have the ones that have the little soft tip that goes in your ear,
No,
that noise cancel and all that.
no, and I don't. I need to get a new pair
Dude,
because the pair that I have right now is just kind of they're getting old.
so this is gonna sound again very Apple fanboyish, but I've never been a fan of earbuds that go inside your ear. Like I couldn't stand it
Y- Yeah,
until I got the AirPod Pros. Just because I have like really tight ear holes, I guess, because I could never
yeah,
find a pair to stay in there. But since these don't have like a cord weighing it down, they stay in my ear and they're noise canceling, which I like.
yeah.
But anyways, the new update only goes to the Generation 2s that just came out. That's it. It's like adaptive. I mean, it's nothing cool. It's adaptive uh, noise cancellation. So like, if you have your noise cancellation on, but like something in the environment is it that the AI deems. So like, basically, you're walking and a car's coming up on you. It'll automatically detect like a certain frequency and turn off the noise cancellation where you can hear that car. That way you
Huh.
don't get ran over or whatever, or because
That's nice.
when you're like running with, I don't know if you ever run with noise cancellation headphones or whatever, but and you
It feels
like,
weird.
well, like I'll run with my AirPods in with noise cancellation mode on, but the thing is, I'm always having to look back because I can't hear cars coming because I got noise cancellation on.
Yeah.
But basically, with this is when it starts detecting that like high frequency vehicle sound, it'll turn off the noise cancellation so you can hear the vehicle coming up on you.
Hmm. That's nice. Because
Yeah.
like it's I never would have thought like of that being a safety hazard.
Yeah.
You know.
And you don't have to say "Hey S" anymore when you want to get her to activate.
Oh, Siri.
Yeah, I I didn't want to say it because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 devices next to me right now that if I say it,
I
it's
I turned that off on my phone for that reason.
well, I use it a lot throughout the day. That's why I don't turn it off. But
Okay.
when I get home at night, if I happen to say it, I have my HomePod, my iPad, my watch, and my phone and my laptop that'll all just go, yes, 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 yes. Like they all do it at once. I'm like, God damn.
That'll do it to you, dog.
I do like it though, because like when I'm in the shower, I'll either be watching YouTube. So this is basically like a suck off Apple podcast right now.
As of right now, it is. Yeah.
But dude, I'm telling you, like, I'm not one of those that has to have all the fancy stuff to survive, but it's nice to enjoy. Like,
Yeah.
so, especially when we get our house, like, I want to show you the setup, because obviously you're going to come over and we're going to. So, a little spoiler alert for what we're about to talk about is when I get a place, me and Hunter are going to basically build like a recording studio for us for the podcast. We're going to get more of that in a minute. But anyways, the way I have it set up now, Hunter, is like I'll watch YouTube or I'll be listening to a podcast while I'm in the shower because I got a HomePod in there. And then as I'm walking out of my bathroom into my room, it just like I can seamlessly transfer it onto my TV or my HomePod in my bedroom. So that way, like, I don't know how to explain it. Basically, like I can just like feel like it's the noise, the podcast is following me. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like I don't have to pause it and then reconnect to another speaker in here. I just literally.
Oh yeah. Like Spotify kind of does that. So like for me when I play games by myself, I'll listen to some music just in the background, and I can be listening like in the car ride. Just picked up some food and gonna play video games. I can be listening to music, and then control Spotify on my phone for my computer.
Yeah.
It's not like it's kind of like what they're doing with that.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I think the reason all the Android people. By the way, can you hear like a loud fan noise in the background?
Not really, no.
Okay, because I have a fan on behind me. But anyways, I think the reason like all these Galaxy people and Android people like try to hate on Apple so much is because how easy and
like they basically say it dumbs it down.
Yeah, like it just makes it like out. So yes, Android came out with Face ID first. Yes, Android came out with the all screen first, and a bunch of these other features that Apple's slowly coming to get. But
yeah,
what's the word I'm thinking of? Like, what's another word for like class or
sophistication?
no, like style. Like oh that guy's got. Oh, Apple does it with like swag. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it's sort of like how here's more nerd talk. It's like how Batman versus like Superman is. Like Batman's Android. Not saying Batman's a bad superhero, but just to kind of I don't know, put it in a different term. Batman has to work like extra hard to achieve what all he does, and then Superman's over here just like, he can fucking launch a building at someone, but he just does it with ease and looks cool doing it. Yeah. Versus Batman's got to like go through all these steps. That's how I see. That's how I'm trying to like explain how. I don't know, weird way of saying it, but that's just like how I'm trying to explain Apple versus Android. It's like I don't know. Apple just does it with swagger. They do it. They package it better, I guess.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
Honestly, do you have Apple TV?
Yes, I do.
Did you see what I think is one of the biggest features that they added?
FaceTime for the Apple TV?
No. Oh. You can now track your Siri remote.
Oh, yes.
Unlock your iPhone first.
God dang it. See what? Did you hear it?
Yeah.
My iPad, my phone, my watch, they all went. But yeah, no, you can now just like track your. I thought that was so freaking cool because I lose my remote all the time.
I do too, and it's annoying to try and find it.
Yeah, well,
But
it's
I
it's
don't
so
have
lightweight.
I don't have the new one though. I have like the like the last generation. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, so I have uh, the last generation 4K Apple TV in my room, and then I have the newest 4K one in the living room, and then I have just a regular like non 4K one in another room.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, so the two that are 4K, they're for the 4K TVs, like that's why they're 4K, whatever. But
Yeah.
the last generation versus the newest one, really the only difference is the remote. Like, there's no
Yeah.
different features or anything. They're both
Like
4K.
they're both 4K. They both do like 60 frames per second at 4K, stuff like that. So
Really, the only
I know.
reason, the only like difference is the remote, which now you can buy the new remote for your last generation devices.
Yeah.
Which
Yep.
that's honestly why we got the other one, the newer one, was because of the remote. Like,
Yeah.
I like the remote a lot better. Because sometimes, bro, that freaking trackpad is annoying as hell. On the older ones?
It takes a while to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's not bad.
Yeah. Dude, I remember when the Apple TVs came out, I was like, dude, like, you got, like, only, like, rich, high-class people have these things. You know, like...
Yeah, and they're not expensive.
No, well, they're not as expensive anymore either, too. Like, I remember when they first came out, they were, like, a couple $100. Now they're, like, $120 at most.
Yeah, I think the one that I had, I think I bought it for 200, and that was in like 2019. That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
I bought it.
the newest version out right now, there's two different models. There's a Wi-Fi model and a Wi-Fi slash Ethernet model. Which the one I have is the Ethernet model, just because I like Ethernet better in my room.
Yeah.
But anyways, the Ethernet model's $150. The Wi-Fi version's $130. But the main reason I went with Ethernet, like my Wi-Fi is good, but the last thing that I freaking want happening in, it's like, I don't know, it's I guess a stupid American problem or whatever, is I hate when I'm watching something and then it fucking stutters or lags or whatever, which doesn't happen.
Oh, it buffers itself out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had it happen over Wi-Fi on this TV, like on the one we have in the living room.
Yeah.
But just for the fact that, I will say though, the Ethernet one in my room versus the one in the living room loads a lot faster, which of course it's Ethernet. Like, I can switch in and out of TV shows or load into a movie faster with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
But with the new Wi-Fi though, I think the next generation they're putting that Wi-Fi 6E into everything. Like that's kind of what it looks like what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like a higher speed data transfer.
Yeah, and obviously like the closer you are to like routers and stuff, it's going to be like a lot faster. But it's almost Ethernet speeds. Like it's getting there. I'm not going to say it like that. It's pretty close to like Ethernet speeds. It's getting up there in speeds.
Yeah, dude. I used to never care for like the whole like technological advanced houses and everything.
Yeah.
Like I remember growing up when I'd come over to your house and y'all had that intercom stuff. I was like, damn, like that's some fancy rich people shit right there. But now, I think
my dad that one.
But now it's like so easy to access. So like with the HomePod, with the HomePods,
Yeah.
Because you know, like your mom can intercom to Dylan's room.
Yeah.
The HomePods now you can do all that. And that's when I really
Yeah.
like. Once I figured out you can do it and not have to spend like crazy amount of money, I was like, all right, this technological house stuff is actually kind of cool.
Yeah. So they don't even do that anymore. Like they don't even use it.
Well, I know, but I was just saying, like, I used to think like having cool shit like that, you had to like spend a lot of money, but now you can buy like HomePods and put them in separate rooms or whatever. Because
Yeah.
once I get a house, I'm gonna have HomePod in every room. I'm gonna have like the HomePod minis
Yep.
in most of the rooms, but in my office and bedroom, it's gonna be the big HomePod. Because I have one on each side of my bed. Whenever I'm watching movies, I have so the movie plays through the HomePods and then my soundbar in front of me.
Yep.
Dude, that's an experience. Like I never got into the whole surround sound movie experiences at the house, which I'm a big movie person. But
Yeah.
Point is, what I'm trying to say is like technology is growing so fast that it's becoming so readily available and cheap now, and Apple's doing very good with it.
Yeah.
You can buy the HomePod minis for $99 a pop, which sounds like a lot, but with what you can do with them, that's not bad.
Yep. No, it's not. Like, and so the only thing, and I kind of agree with it, but I don't really care that I don't agree with it. It's what's it called? Apple's kind of lacking in like the AI stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, which they're kind of starting to do in this.
Yeah. Which like it, I really don't care too much about that kind of stuff. Right now, at least. Like I feel like it's just people
But
kind of with it.
if Apple
But
does like they do with everything else, you got to let them cook.
I know.
Because there's been augmented reality headset devices and stuff in the past.
Yeah.
And then Apple finally came out with their own version, and it's probably one of the best versions so far from what I've seen. But yeah, it's more expensive. Like, but just with everything Apple comes out with, like, there's been earbuds out forever, and then Apple finally, came out with their own with noise cancellation and all that stuff, and like it's probably one of the most used devices now. Like a lot of people have almost there's a lot of people that have AirPods now.
Yeah.
I think Apple Apple obviously knows what they're doing, but I have a feeling you let them cook, they're gonna come out with some kind of cool AI thing in the future. I mean, they have Siri.
Yeah.
Siri's basically AI.
Kind of. She's not all the way there though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
With Siri.
she's like dumbed down AI.
Yeah, she's more of like an assistant. I
Yeah.
think is a better way of putting it. Like
But
she's not the
there's-
AI, but she's like an assistant.
Yeah, they're slowly doing stuff with it. I mean, they're making her sound more realistic.
Yeah.
And then, another feature they added in iOS 17 that I'm very happy for is whenever you ask her a question, you don't have to repeatedly say, hey S. You can just say, hey S or S one time, and you can ask multiple questions in a row now without having to repeat the activation phrase.
Yeah. But then going on to other stuff that isn't Apple, cameras.
What do you mean cameras?
Are you gonna get a camera, like a DSLR camera?
Oh, yeah. I've been looking at cameras. So, yeah, going into the future of the podcast, guys, I'm looking at buying a house. Hunter's potentially going to be moving closer to my area. So, what that means for the podcast is, as I kind of said earlier, is whenever I get a house, I want to get sort of like a she shed or just some sort of portable building to put in my yard, depending on how big of a yard we can get.
Yeah.
But basically, we're gonna have a dedicated recording studio. That way, if Hunter is closer to me, we can record in person when we can, and we can do it in a dedicated area, which will also bring better quality and better content.
Yep.
Because, I mean, doing it over Discord is great, but it does damper a little bit of what we can do.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all have seen it since he's been in Colorado. We can't. We you know, we're limited on what all we can do because of internet and everything else. But
Yep.
if Hunter does end up moving closer to me, and then we get the recording studio and all that, that means we're gonna be able to do more podcast / content creation that doesn't just involve us sitting here in front of the camera talking to you. So, for instance, we can do a podcast where we, you know, have demonstration days or whatever, or have multiple people on there, multiple guests.
Which we do have, we do have stuff in mind. We don't have the ability to do it right now.
Yeah.
So
we don't make any money doing this, so it's hard to, like, you know, we got to put work first and other things, because, you know, we got to be smart about it. We can't neglect work and everything else.
We've got to support ourselves before we support this. I'm gonna call it a hobby, but it's more of like a future career, you know.
Yeah. But, whoa, what is this? Dude, God dang, dude.
What?
It's just Apple, bro. Like,
don't be talking smack about Apple. We just been talking really highly of it.
No, I'm not talking smack about it. I'm just saying, like, I'm on their website, still looking at stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like Steve Jobs, bro. R.I.P., man. But he
did some good things.
Dude, he did some amazing things for this place. He's like, I mean, so I mean, it's a double-edged sword. Like, he did a really amazing thing for the world, but he also, like, helped advance our
we wouldn't have phones without, like, iPhones without Steve Jobs.
Phones probably wouldn't be near as what they are right now without Steve Jobs. But what I was saying is, I mean, yeah, there could have been someone else that did something like him, but, you know, he did what he did. But what I was saying is like, he did all this crazy stuff, like, where we're at in technology definitely is dedicated to what he did, but he also helped, you know, doom us all, because now we're all glued to these damn things.
No shit. You're not wrong.
Like, that's what I'm saying. It's a double-edged sword. It's like, same thing with the guy that invented guns. Like, you know,
yeah,
a lot of great things with guns, but there's also a lot of bad things that people do with guns. Not the guns do themselves. People do with guns, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, it's crazy, bro. Like, I wish that dude was still alive to see, like, where it's came now.
Yeah. I think he knows, you know what I mean? I think he knows.
Do you think he's in heaven, or do you think he's in the cloud?
He's in the cloud, man. He's in the cloud.
Oh, dang, dude. All the Apple fanboys, when they die, they go to the cloud and see their almighty Steve Jobs. He's like, congrats, you will now manage everyone's storage for all eternity. But yeah, so
instead of hell, that's what it is.
Oh, gosh darn it! No, if you instead of hell, you go to whatever Android's cloud storage is.
That's kind of another thing I don't really like is cloud storage. I like having like a physical, if it's not a physical copy, just a copy, like a thumb drive or something.
Yeah.
Because like, dude, I don't know if I can trust it because I swear I've lost like contact numbers, like people's phone numbers and stuff from like like high school. But like
Yeah.
I was thinking I was gonna text them, but I was going through my contacts a couple months ago, and I was like, there's about a quarter of the contacts I've had in this, so I don't know where they all went. It's a very weird
Huh.
thing. I don't know if other people have had that issue, but I've had that issue.
Oh my god, dude. I don't know if you heard that on the mic, but
No.
my stomach is toe up from all that kettle corn I ate,
Oh Jesus.
and that smells a little like methane gas, bro, that just released in my house. But yeah,
Yeah.
so moving forward, we're looking at building a studio, moving closer, being able to record in person more. But the good thing about it is, if we do get this studio built or the dedicated workspace, and we're closer to each other, it allows us to do some more review videos or more live demonstrated videos that I think
Yeah.
would be as cool as well. There's some different ideas that I was thinking
Yep.
about. We could have like a live stream podcast that we could do like once a month or whatever,
Yeah.
and either do giveaways, or we'll have like people in the comments can ask us questions or start discussions. Like
Yeah.
someone on once a month we'll do like a big live stream, and we can have like people come on there and ask, hey, I'm looking at getting into kayaking, or I'm looking at getting into fishing, or I'm looking at getting into hunting or shooting or whatever. What's something they can basically just immediately get some authentic reactions from us, and
Yep.
better way to interact.
Yeah. I agree.
But
Fun times.
yeah, dude, I can't stop looking at this website. Hey, how do you? So let me ask you this. Which I've been thinking about getting these for like my shooting bags and
Yeah.
and cases and stuff. What do you think about the air tags?
Oh, like so if somebody steals it or something?
Yeah, like I'm at a gun range, wherever someone walks by and grabs my bag, or someone breaks in my truck and steals, one of my rifles in the case or whatever. I can track it because I'll hide the air tag in there.
That's probably a pretty good idea. Yeah. Yeah. You can probably like cut that layer of cloth and then stick it in there and sew it back up or something too.
Yeah, I haven't bought an air tag yet. Like, I was so excited when they came out. I just haven't went and bought one. They're relatively cheap. I think it's 25 for one or 100 for four of them.
Yeah.
What the heck is this? Anyways, but have you heard all the problems that they've had with air tags? Whoa.
Like what?
So they've been having people like throwing them in the back of people's cars, or like guys will come and
Yeah.
tape them up underside girls' cars and shit.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Which, I mean, that's also like, yeah, I guess Apple does it easier, but Apple put a feature in place to where if there's an AirTag near you, it'll pop up on your phone and say like, hey, do you there's an AirTag near you, or is this your AirTag or whatever.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Like one of my coworkers uses AirPods, and apparently the new AirPods have like the same kind of thing.
Yeah, the older generations have it too.
Yeah.
all Apple devices now have like a thing too where you can basically the way the like if you leave your Apple Watch at my house or whatever,
Yeah.
it'll let you know, or it'll let me know, and then it'll also let you know eventually, like, so say you leave your Apple Watch at my house or whatever and you go home, after a certain time it'll notify you that your watch was left behind. Then it'll even notify me like, hey, a watch is found nearby.
Yeah.
And then it pings off my phone too, because like I lost I was floating the river one year and I lost one of my Apple Watches, and I never could find it because it freaking went downstream.
Yeah.
But anyways, like, dude, 2 weeks later, all of a sudden my phone went off because activity popped up on my watch, and it was I guess someone found it because whenever they charged it and it turned on, well, it pinged off of their iPhone, and they were like 15-20 miles away from where that river was, and it pinged at someone's house. But
Oh, really?
yeah, so I guess they
Did
found.
you believe it?
Yeah, I mean, I'd already bought a new watch, and I didn't
Shit.
want to drive all the way back to Austin and knock on someone's door and be like, hey, did you find my watch? It showed that it just pinged here.
And you get into some sketchy situations like that too.
Yeah, well, I mean, the smart thing would be like call the cops and be like, hey, just for my safety, can you come with me to collect my watch or something?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't steal it, I lost it, but it's pinging at their house.
Yep.
But yeah, I thought that was so funny, bro. I eventually, because I guess they couldn't get into it because I had a password on it, because every day it would notify me like that it'd been charged or whatever. So eventually I just, because you can erase your devices through Find My.
Memories. Yeah.
So I just eventually hit reset and erase. But yeah, someone out there's got
a free Apple Watch.
free Apple Watch 5 that they found in the river.
Yeah.
But anything else you want to update, or you have anything future you thinking about?
No, not really. Not that I can think. I think we talked about probably just about everything that I would normally say in a
Update podcast.
update podcast. And I started like reloading and stuff, and really haven't messed with any of it that much recently. Just been busy, but trying to step foot in there in that territory. So,
hell yeah. Well, maybe whenever I get a house and build a little shed or recording area, because I'm gonna have a gun room too.
yeah.
Maybe I'll get me a reloading press, and we can, or we can put a reloading press in the recording studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be pretty dope.
Well, I put mine on like a small table so I could like move it.
Yeah.
So.
What I'm saying is, like, I'll have a fixed one at my house, so that way, like, when you come over or whatever, we'll have it in the recording studios / like gun area.
Oh yeah.
And like we can do, once we get decent at it or knowledgeable enough of it, then we can do,
Videos on it.
Yeah, like maybe we'll have to find the right platform, because YouTube's pretty good about banning on that.
Yeah. Oh shit.
But we can have some sort of way where we can instructionally, teach
It's
people
an
how to
education.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, all right, guys. Thank you for listening.
The different one.
Yeah. Episode 21. It's pretty crazy. Glad to be here. But until next time, stay safe.
Stay active.
And enjoy the outdoors.